Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us on YouTube, you have missed the probably one of the greatest hour and a half educational symposiums that'll ever be. We legitimately kicked the oh, I could say shit on YouTube. We kicked the shit out of everything we just traded, and now well, I'm not in this Greg anymore, but I just walked everybody through, just like WNW yesterday, how to trade a pump and dump. We just did it again. So a couple of names we've been trading today, you're seeing it going across the board is OKLO short. All right. Now, I'm a fan of this company. I dig the sector, but I saw it was gapped up on some news, and I like shorting stocks that are gapped up on news because they're susceptible to profit taking from people that knew the news the day before. So again, VWAP break, range break. It's been a short ever since, and it almost got out, but we used the top of the candle as our last out, and it never broke it. Then you covered some at prior day VWAP. Now the prior day VWAP is the stop, and that's why our members are still short this name, as well as being long its flip side OKLS, which was an entry point at $13.75. And the wonderful world that we live in, and again, this market by far is the greatest trading market I have ever witnessed in my entire life, and I've been doing this 35 years. They keep inventing new stuff. And that new stuff is for what? It's for people to trade. These reverse inverse ETFs are phenomenal. So if you can't short an OKLS or OKLO and you're afraid to short stocks or you don't have the money, here you can buy something to make money on the down. Just like SVXY. If you can't short UVXY at will, and you know this thing is built to go down, take a gander over at SVXY and be a part of that when it's time to be a part of it. But today's been a clinic. Again, as I was explaining some of the folly of the industry again, watch lists, track records, win rates, all irrelevant. The watch list is very, very simple. I think we all know what my watch list is. I've got my favorites. I've got my Qs, QQQ. I got UVXY. I got the 4 or 5 stocks that are in the news, and then stocks like Craig that I pick off a trash heap because there's volume coming into it. And that's it. Every day, there's 7 to 10 names. 5 of them you already know. Like Amy. We traded it well yesterday. It had a nice open. You want to get some revenge? They say revenge trading is not good. Sure it is. When it's time to seek revenge. And revenge for me is when I miss a trade on the upside, I love shorting it to get my revenge. But I seek my revenge, and vengeance will be mine once it breaks VWAP and test it from underneath, and I could get paid, and then another chance to get involved, and you get paid again and again and again. Going back to the same names. You guys obviously know I love me some Alcoa, right? Always. Still swinging this one, by the way, and I am suggesting you take your 10-point profit if you're in it, because this stock notoriously does sell off up at these levels, but I'd still like it. But again, we've been talking about a market crash, and I've been talking about that since November, waiting for this March 20th date to come around. But since November, we've had 7 mini crashes. They've all been contained. Shorting finally has been paying off, but not over any extended period of time. So let me just reiterate this if the guy is still here. I don't care if the market crashes on Friday. I don't know if it's going to crash on Friday or Monday. That's just speculation. I do think it's still going to happen, but it doesn't matter. And we've also learned not to buy out of the market longer dated puts speculating on something, because now it's 2 weeks later, and where are we? the same exact price as we were 2 weeks ago. And now you're able to buy those puts instead of paying for $5, they're at $125. So now if we're right and they just go back to 5, you're making money. For instance, the Qs right now, right? You want to be a shorter? Now's your chance, right? Can't get back to highs. New range is formed. Same scenario. Don't get excited about it, but if it breaks here, you should be looking to test here. UVXY is above 45. So let's go back. I'm going to show you the ones that I'm in. I bought one just because I needed to be in something, just in case. I'm in the March 23rds, 585s. I spent $5 on them just because I wanted to have one contract, almost kind of to prove my point, right? So here are the 585s. I bought them at $5. They went down that day. I was up pretty nicely because I was right for a couple of days, and look where they are now. They're getting hammered. So what am I going to do now? Now I'm going to buy a few more. But now I don't have to even go to 585. I could go to the 600s and buy those for 4 and change. So now that's 15 extra points I got in the bag, if I'm right, for the same price if I just would have waited a week or two. And I'm probably going to be doing these, the March 23rd 600s, because if I'm right and the market does tank, I don't even think it's going to be a crash. I just think it's going to 570. So if I'm in the 600s for 5 and we do go to 570, it's a 700% trade. How you doing? But you know, the speculative money that I'm going to throw out the window, and again, I hope I'm right, obviously. I'd like to be right. I'm not counting on it. What I count on is making money intraday to pay for my other dumb ideas. Like cashing out of Alcoa right now for a 10-point trade or selling some put, whatever you do with Alcoa, that pays for this idea. Me buying Craig at 177 and banging it out at 2 and change, that pays for the idea. Me shorting the shit out of HIMS every day, killing it, that pays for the idea. Right? Make money intraday, conquer the day, live for the day, live forever. Then you could take some of that house money, and you want to speculate, do it with house money. It's a lot easier, right? So we've been learning a lot lately, learning how to trade pump and dumps with WNW today and Craig just now. Once you possess the skill set, you'll understand how to trade anything like time. We were long this stock, and I was saying earlier, if this stock breaks 1275, I'm selling it. So if you're still in it and it goes to 12 and then 0, and you say, well, that one didn't work out, it certainly did work out. Because we're in it right here. Fake out, shake out, back in at 1250, using the 45 and the 25 as my out. Sold some at VWAP, sold some at 1287, got to 13. I was expecting it to go a little bit higher. Rolls over, I dump what I got left. And if I was savvier, I would have shorted the shit out of this thing because it's a worthless Chinese stock. And the short evolved. So long first, short second. That's why this is the best trading year that's ever been. Because this is the norm now, where you can have some fun. Faux show, bro, VWAP breaking. Woo, we're having a great old time. Hoping for more, and then reality sets in. Remember, it's not where stocks are going to go. It's what you're going to do when you're wrong or when the trade turns wrong. And if you're fighting the VWAP, you lose again. And then not only does it confirm you need to be out of this, it confirms it's a short right here by trying to get over VWAP and getting rejected. So you should be more inclined, hey, I just made money on this long. Now it's telling me not only did I sell it at a great price, I could short the shit out of this thing because it's a worthless piece of garbage Chinese stock right back to $12. And that's where you all need to be, understanding that this market is is just it's a world of opportunity every single day. And if you just trade price action and you understand that you should expect to be on both sides of the trade. Like this UAME trade. Loving this chart. Right? Here's the yearly. Been catching some nice buys on UAME. Looked like it was about to break out today. And then I went and looked at it. I was like, oh, something wrong with UAME. Oh, short. Oh, short. Oh, short. Well, I thought you said you liked this stock. I do. And I love it even more because I could crush it too. And then tomorrow it has a good day. But this Craig trade turned out to be, again, once you understand market mechanics, right? So I saw the stock working its way up my scanner, and we missed it. I missed the double top break, and it ripped to 220. And right there, I said, all right, let's wait to see if it pulls back to VWAP. And then it did. And it holds it, and then it holds it. And then we bought it using these hold prices as our out. Very limited risk. 181, 177, 180, 181. Risking what? 6 cents to 10 prior level. VWAP prior level. Next thing you know, rips to 2. Sold to you. Starts going higher. Sold to you. Then it breaks back under 2. I got out. Bad trade, I guess. Made a little bit, but I sold it at $2 because I didn't want to see it breaking back under 2, and it did. And then it rips to 266 without me. But if you had a different risk parameter, maybe you're willing to let it breathe. I wasn't. And this turned out to be a phenomenal trade. Now let's go back to the QQQ short that's going on right now. What are you thinking? Right? You're thinking you're onto something, right? UVXY is going higher. The Qs are below VWAP. They're consolidating, but they're not breaking higher. You feeling comfortable being short the Qs? Well, it's not about how you feel. It's about the blue line, right? And it's about the prior level where it came from. So if you're short and you're hoping and wishing and praying and hoping, wishing and praying that stocks will go down when you're short, wishing and hoping. I love that song. You're hoping that it goes down, but then you remind yourself that you live in reality and the market doesn't like going down, and you put a stop at VWAP as it's trying to get you right now. Sorry, I didn't want that to happen. And then your other stops down over here where it kind of broke down from. And that's all you can do. Manage the trades with the data set that you were provided today. Go back and check multiple days. Use VWAP and multiple time frame VWAP to give you a nice roadmap of what this thing could do. And then you're in the driver's seat. You are driving the car. You're not in a driverless car. You are the driver. Personally, I would never get into a car without a driver. People are getting a kick out of it. I'm not interested. Now I'll wait for the next car. So as I've been demonstrating this in front of my new YouTubers and TikTokers and my Vegas friends, once you understand the market mechanics, and that's what I'm trying to bestow upon you on a daily basis by finding you these ideas and walking you through them, so then you'll understand that every trade is exactly the same. What's my risk? Why am I getting involved? What am I doing when I'm wrong? And what am I doing when I'm right? Never get out of your entire position at one price. By the way, if anybody wants to know, Smart Power is a Chinese recycling company. But in reality, it's two kids that live in a dump in China, sifting through old computer parts looking for copper wiring, and they went public. And one of the kids' name is Craig. By the way, speaking of open, right? If you guys are not trading open, like almost on a regular basis, you're missing out. The stock is pretty damn great to trade. Most of the time on the long side because it tends to get squeezed. And when does it seem to find love? Under 5. So every time you see this stock under 5, watch it for a couple of days. Look, faux show bro action yesterday, and then the follow through today. I mean, the trade's over now, but once again, you got paid again. Ricky Roma's back. Roma. Ricky Roma. What am I going to do about it this month? Whoa. By the way, if anybody's wondering why the market's not going down and if it's going to go down, who cares? Why is it going up? Because it sells off, it gets to a point where the buyers show up, and then the squeeze happens, and then nobody can stay short. That's why we go up. That's how bull markets stay bull markets. Sector rotation is important too. Unless the entire market collectively goes down all at once, we're not really going to crash, right? You might get mini corrections, but these corrections, they just rotate into another sector, right? Energy and oil and materials is holding us together now. And next thing you know, here come the rare earths. Oh, wait, now the nuclear stocks are coming back. Oh, wait, now the big tech, big cap stocks are back. And next thing you know, we're in a bull market, which we always are in a bull market. Now, you see what's happening right now on, let's go back to the Qs. What I think is going to happen, and right now, everything I predicted is happening. I said we'd have a series of mini corrections, which would be a glimpse into what's going to come. And then the market would start going squadouche, which is this what we're in right now. We're seeing bullish, but it's kind of like lazy bullishness, right? You don't feel that energy like we've had. So I think this is the next phase. It's going to lull everybody into thinking that the worst is over, and they're going to rug pull it one more time. And that's why I'm digging those 600s for March 23rd right now, because now they're at the price I wanted to buy them. So those are, you know what? Let me buy a few more now. So I'm buying 605 600s right now for March 23rd, because if I'm right, I still want to be short over the weekend, because if we crash on Friday, Monday is going to be nasty as well. I don't want to miss out. I was thinking about going all the way out to the 30th, not the 30th, 23rd, 24th, next Friday. But these Friday, this is a fair price. Little speculative. You got 6 days. You're talking 600s. Those are the ones I'm probably going to nibble. But if I'm going to, and then the speculative ones, I already bought a 580 for 5. I don't know if I want to keep buying 580s. They're so far out of the money. I'd rather go closer to the money and pay 270. But these are the ones I'm probably going to be nibbling. But I dig the 600s for 5. because now I'm at, closer to the money. Even if I'm mildly right and we do go back to 580 while I'm away, these are going to $20. I'll take 5 to 20. But these trades, right? This what am I going to put out there? I'm probably going to buy, well, at least $10,000 worth, maybe more. 20 contracts. I'll sprinkle in some lower strike prices. I'm going to be long SQQ while I'm away too, a little bit. But all of these trades are being paid for by the high quality intraday trading. And that's the story, right? We're kind of like, we're really in like that bullish kind of rally sideways, try to sell off, don't close. And we're right back into that complacent bullish mode. Here it is. But if you stay in stock specific, let's get away from the Qs, right? Some of the names we trade in lately is NBIS, right? There it is, hitting new lows. Fantastic. OKLO with its pal OKLS, right? Obviously, Craig just now, we got paid a little bit. By the way, if you took my words of encouragement to sell some Alcoa, right? Don't be afraid of taking 10-point trade. What's it going to do? It's going to go up 3 more points tomorrow without you. So this thing's been a great 57 to 67. It's been like almost a month. Keeps working. Keep taking the money. But it's becoming increasingly what's the word, apparent, right? It's still virtually impossible to stay short the market if you're playing with any rules and discipline. OKLO, right? Even this trade, right? If you got blue line, orange line, let's say you've cashed out of most of it. That trade, this 8 cents literally kept you in the trade because I used the exact price. So it was 62.58. Here it got the 62.45. Sorry, where I get the 50 right there. That 8 cents kept you in the trade. And then it rolled over. And that, when I say I trade price, that's a perfect example. Because most people would have used the half. I'm using the exact price. Now it was 58, 58. Didn't get the 58. You didn't get stopped out. And that 8 cents got you paid off another $2 on the trade. So right now, go back to this one trade that might be still on for some of you. There you go. It's telling you could stay short, and now you got to sit. You got to wait. You got to find out. It just gave you permission to hang in there by not breaking over the VWAP. And I'm not joining in on this trade, and I think you know why. UVXY is still red, but at 11:28, a million things could happen for the rest of the day. So now if we roll here and UVXY starts to spike, UVXY, right? You got to keep your eye on it while you're trading, always, right? Look what it's doing. VWAP break, hold from on top, trying to rally. If this starts to rally and the Qs are going down, that's when you have permission to stay short the Qs. So right now you're in limbo because you're waiting to see what happens next. I don't know what's going to happen. But these prices now are giving you your outs. And I might join you because if it breaks here and the multi-day VWAP with UVXY going up, that's the sign that I'm looking for. Now, if you're already short, you're ahead of the game. Nice trade so far. You're hoping for more because, you're in the Qs. You got to get at least 2.5 points for your hard work. You're at least looking for 602.50 now, and that would be below the orange line. Let me go. Hey, what was the other IPO that was interesting that we were just talking about? Oh, PayP. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. But look at this OKLO trade, right? Just started with an idea, and it's the trade of the day. Let's go. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And that's pretty much the day. And right now, I'm rooting for you. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for exactly 10 days. So I want to put in my request to roll it over to the 2-month 4%ers. All right. Well, let's see. I'll be back on the 27th. So that's actually I'm enough time. All right. So maybe I could. All right. So I could swing back. Maybe or the 28th. You guys are open. All right. Yeah, the 28th at 12. All right. Yeah, 12 o'clock at the 12 on Saturday, 28th. Okay, good. I didn't realize. Well, yeah, it was. Thanks very much. All right, I'll see you when I get back. All right. Okay, bye. You too. Bye. Swarmer? Swarmer IPO? More importantly, is anybody short the Qs right now? Because I'm rooting for you. UVXY is only down 50 cents now. You're seeing the crossover right now. And this is how I believe it's going to start on Friday, where everyone's just like, hey, what's going on? Hey, maybe we should short the Qs. Hey, look, UVXY is going up. And then hopefully you'll get a 30-point red candle straight down. By the way, this IPO is this today, brand new, SWMR. Oh, no. Oh, wait. Is this today alone? Oh. Who's bringing out IPOs right now? Some bad timing. But wow, that's a pretty monstrous move. Yeah, I'm getting a Brazilian wax job for my Alaska trip. Where am I going? Iceland. Hey, listen, the Q's short, right? I'm rooting for you. You just tagged the prior low, right? And by the way, this could be the day, right? This could be it. This is how it starts. Complacent bull market day. Suddenly the sellers start showing up. Say that fast 3 times. Sellers start showing up. Sellers start showing up. There you go. And next thing you know, you got a short position on. There you go. How you like me now? Or how you like it now. I'm not in it. But this is how trading happens, just like we did on the Craig. Hey, look, the trade's starting to set up. I could put on the short with limited risk. I'm going to cover some down here because I know shorting is short-lived and I'm going to die. And now you're covering, right? So now you're looking for what? 602.50. 602.50 breaks that, you get to the low of the day. Low of the day breaks, what are you looking for? 601.83. If it breaks 601.83 and starts to rally and then hold 601.83 from on top, the short's over. Right, so right now you're in this trade. This is fresh money now, brand new. You're short, and you should be covering right a little bit right here. There you go. This is how it starts. UVXY is only down 25 cents. This is how it begins. This is the big one. This is how it starts. This is how it begins. It all starts with a button press and an identifying risk. And now you're up 2 points on this trade that you weren't even thinking about taking 20 minutes ago. And now it's on. And now this guy's calling me. Yes, hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Joe.
Joe. Where'd Joe go? So you are witnessing now how real trading happens. It's not about track records or watch lists. It's not about win rates. It's about VWAP trading and understanding what you're doing and understanding that time was a great long trade this morning. And now it's a better short. And understanding and appreciating that, right? And understanding and appreciating that, right? Just like WNW yesterday was a great long. But if you didn't hear the last part of the conversation, don't hold this stock. It'll probably be at zero by the end of the day. Then you got crushed. If you traded time and you just said, well, shouldn't it go to the orange line? Maybe. If it would have broke 13, that would have helped, but it didn't break 13. And then it held VWAP, and then it broke VWAP. And then it tested VWAP from underneath. And whatever you thought about the stock on the long side, it's over. Shorted. And that's how you stay great. You want to be elite? Think of this time trade where the one brief moment where it was a decent long, we were involved and we got paid. And it was short-lived and we got out. And we should have shorted it and crushed it because it's a Chinese worthless garbage stock that deserves to be at zero. And then you rinse and repeat, and you come here every day and you understand that, right? Track records, we've already debunked that. The watch list is pseudo important, but it's your own watch list. NVTS and open, QQQ, UVXY. One stock from every sector, bang, you got yourself a watch list. Then you add, hey, what's this Craig all about? I don't know. Let's keep an eye on it. Hey, a couple of companies reported earnings last night. Let's definitely watch those. And then you have more than enough to watch. And that's it. No scanners needed. Let me go get my doggy. You're greedy, Brody. So while we're hitting all these wonderful trades today, does anybody have any questions? Concerns? Death threats? So if you guys come to the room, we are going to have hopefully a cast of characters roaming through the chat room over the next 10 days. Solid will be doing most of the heavy lifting. Minotaur is going to come on, talk about how he's transitioned, not in that way, but he's transitioned from trading stocks to mostly futures, and he's having a good time with it, specifically just using VWAP and range breaks. Hopefully we get a couple of the all-star chart all-stars roaming in here. And then when I get back, we'll start talking about all the new fancy toys that I got coming out. We're right there. Glix Picks is going to be a reality. I think it'd be a nice add-on for everybody. Especially if you got friends that have been dying for a little insight into the markets that don't want to sit in chat rooms. And even if you are sitting in this chat room, a little email the night before and the morning of for the game planning, making sure you know what all the levels are. And Yeah, we'll talk more about that. But I haven't released a new product ever in my life because I'm all about the chat room and educating and doing live trading. I've been trying. I've been wanting to do it. And I figured out a way to do it where everyone's going to be nice and safe and sound. Because the last thing I need to do is give out a TME buy, and then we're out of the trade 15 minutes later, and you're getting the email and you're buying the stock and you're getting lit up, and then you're cursing my name and throwing darts at my face. Meanwhile, we're on the other side of the trade, and you hear that we're short this stock, and you're thinking, "What the? I just been duped." I don't want that to happen. So I'm taking a pick service to a whole nother freaking realm. It's a video. You're going to get the reasons we're getting in, where we expect to go out, and more importantly, what to do when the thing rolls over and possibly you want to take the other side of the trade. And then we're going to take that to the next level because I'm going to chain some kid to the desk. And while we're getting out of the trade, you'll get an alert using the rangefinder and says, all right, Kenny just pieced out of some of this TME from 1250 at 1275, looking for 13. Bang. Hits 13, we're selling. Next thing you know, we're stopped out. Trade is over, 1275. Please don't be in TME long anymore. As a matter of fact, it confirmed the short at 1245. Take the short now, and then we'll give out new risk parameters. It's going to be very interactive, almost like the emergency broadcast system of trading. Because I don't want anybody to be on the other side. Because I know how I would feel. And I would feel, what the fuck are you talking about? You just told me to buy the stupid stock at 1275, and now you're saying you're short? And you're filing class action suits and cursing my name. Meanwhile, you just missed the second email where it said we just sold the stock and now we're short. I don't want that to happen. So we're going to have backups. We're going to have what's it called? Redundancy, or what do they call it when you? Yeah, something like that. You'll always know what I'm doing. Is where I want everybody to be. So if you're wondering if I'm still swinging Alcoa, you go look at the app. Oh, he's still in the Alcoa, but he sold 100 here, 100 here, 100 here, and the stop is at this price. You'll always know. I want to just try to make it as transparent as possible so everybody knows. And positioning won't be that too difficult because generally I'm never in a position for more than the day. But if something is important that I'm liking, like the Alcoa trade that I've been taking, an NVTS, and maybe even some open, you'll know. And that's where I hope this thing gets to. And then inevitably, the wonderfully talented Adele Dazeem. What? And if you know that reference, geez, you're really into pop culture. The wickedly talented Adele Dazeem. The wickedly talented Solid Jello inevitably will figure this out, and we're all going to make stupid amount of money when he automates this thing. And we all just throw in 30 grand, and 10 years later, we'll all be up 20x. Suggestion for an entry after a fade. It depends. If the fade holds the VWAP or a prior day VWAP, then you could get involved, like Craig, right? We missed it. We waited. It came back to the VWAP. We bought it. We made money. We sold it. Now it's over. So now, again, if you're still looking at this stock, like now that you got this fade, you're kind of looking to wait to see what happens back down there at 175 again, or, obviously consolidation under VWAP, breaks VWAP later, and you could get yourself a new trade. Well, let's look at this IPO. And before I go any further, I know you guys just joined us at 11 o'clock on the interweb. There was another IPO that was having PAPY? Nope. PAYP? Yes. This one. This is a fairly new stock, my friends. And here's what it's done. First day, not too good. Second day, sick. Third day, consolidation. Fourth day, you're inside the consolidation. Whatever this stock is, pay corp ADR, right? If it breaks above prior high, buy it. It breaks 21.98, stop what you're doing, buy it. Because that would be an IPO breaking all-time highs. Most of the time you're going higher, especially after it's been slammed. So when these IPOs come back, and they rarely do, but when they do, you get involved. So keep an eye on this one, because now that it's had a nice comeback, consolidation leads to a breakdown. You're going to 17, then 15, then 0, like most IPOs. Consolidation leads to a breakout. 2250 goes to 25, and you got yourself a winner. The Solid Jello Mutual Fund, I don't know. Hopefully 2028 and a half. Sometime over the next 18 months, this guy's going to figure it out. We're right there. We tried it. It was a fail. Not with Solid. We tried it. I tried building something, and it just did not. It could not figure out how to scale out, and then it couldn't figure out how to get back into a trade. It's very hard to teach AI, because the time frame is the hard part. Because if you're trading VWAP at the open, the algo doesn't know what to do, because you're going up and down below VWAP sometimes for the first 15 minutes of the day. So the algo just knows to buy or sell at VWAP and ranges, and you're just chopping along. The algo is going to gets chopped up. So we need to figure that part out. It doesn't know how to scale and then maybe even re-enter a trade. But we'll figure that part out. Right now, it's going to be more a human algorithm, if you will. And that's why I think what I'm doing with my service is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a description of what can happen on both sides of the trade with the parameters and the prices that are important. And then you take that and trade around those parameters. And every 15 minutes, you get an alert that says the market never goes down, dummy. But you see how we're flirting? We're the market's just trying, right? You could sense it, right? We have these moments where it just, you could feel it. I feel it. This market wants to go down, but there is some spiritual Alan Greenspan never-ending bid to this market. I don't get it. It's absolutely amazing that we haven't given way yet. I just think it's going to happen. And wouldn't it be ironic to happen while I'm away? And that's why I'm positioning myself for a possible big sell-off Friday and Monday. Chances are it'll happen Wednesday, because I haven't mentioned it could happen Wednesday too. I will be gone for 10 whole days. So but a lot of good trades. Today was a pretty good day. You know, not for me particularly, but most of the members that traded OKLO short, I completely whiffed. I didn't get involved, and I missed the whole freaking thing. What could I do? By the way, I believe they're reporting earnings too, right? So it's a lot of movement prior to earnings. You should expect this thing to continue with its volatility. So tonight you got OKLO, you got Lulu, you got DocuSign, and those will be your three names that you go to tomorrow with the Qs, with the go-to names. Now you got some IPOs to watch, Swimmer over here and PayP. Mosaic's been in play almost every day. You go back and check some of your favorites, and you'll never be wanting for ideas. So is anybody watching Marshalls? The spinoff of the spinoff of the spinoff of Yellowstone? Right? I want it to be better. It ain't that good. It's all right. Guys watching, did you guys watch the I don't know, I guess it was a prequel Game of Thrones with the Seven Knights? Yeah. Everybody was talking about how good that was. Yeah. Wasn't any good. Is that right? Running out of content. I watched Maverick for the 49th time yesterday. Oh no, the other day with my kid. That movie's great. You guys watch Maverick? Be my wingman any day. Which was lame? Maverick? Not Maverick. But you're telling me if you guys are watching Marshalls, you're telling me they didn't say, you know what we need? We need someone that looks like that Zoe chick to be in our show. Because she's in a great show called Lioness. If you guys have seen Lioness, now that's a good show. But this show, Marshalls, so far ain't so good. But I do love women that shoot guns. So they got that going for them. I'm talking about this last one, the seven. They're just jousting, and it's all right. Yeah, Paradise. I don't know. I like it, but I could leave it. It's interesting now, second season. But if you guys want to know what I really like, I've only watched one episode so far, but the first season was phenomenal. I'm a nerd. I love I love the monsters. I love Godzilla. I love the whole story. Monster Island, Gamera, Rodan, all that stuff from the 80s, even the 70s. There's a show on Apple TV called Legacy of Monsters. It was very well done. Kurt Russell. I just got into this first season, and so far it's all right. So good. If you're into the monsters, and if the oh, Schwarmer's back out, and it's already at 25. Jeez. Here, look what it just did. You tell me the market's not rigged? Here, look. SWMR, first day of its life. What does it do? Comes out of the halt, goes right to what? 25 to the penny and hits it. So now 25 breaks to 25, you go to 27.50. Look what they're doing here. They're just trying to kill people. It hits the 25, they drop the bid by 250. Imagine trying to use a stop while trading this. But when it breaks 25, it goes 25 bid, chances are you'll get another volatility, you'll get another burst of energy. Well, let's put this one on the chart. SWMR. Now, what you want to see, you want to see it chop between 22.50 and 25, right? And then you want to see them flash like 200,000 shares on the offer at 25. And then it breaks 25. That's when you know you're onto something. Right now, this chop looks bullish. They're trying really hard to get people out of this stock. It looks like it is going to go higher. The more aggressive the chop, the more bullish. I mean, you see how there's no flow, right? You can't use stops. They just pulled the bid to 22.50 right there. And then it came right back to 23.50. Now it's, I mean, look at it. Good luck. You know, this is one of those I hope it goes up kind of trades where you're basically looking at a 5-point risk because the VWAP is down there at 2040. But all this consolidation, once it breaks 25, you'll get that burst. Still got to watch for the rug pulls, but you see how hard they're trying to get the stock to go down, and it's not going down. That's bullish, even though it's scary. Uh-oh. And there it goes. And you can't even get it at 25. Couldn't even get it at 25. Now they're going to halt it. You see, because they suckered everybody out, that whole move. You see what they were trying to do there? You see how I was saying how that was still bullish? The harder they try to make something go down and it doesn't actually break down, you got to think it's a bunch of bullshit. And then look at that move. That was, I mean, obviously that move was short-lived in itself, but somebody got paid. But now it's just making another range. But now, let's say you are trading this stock, which I'm not. You know that now that 22.50 is even more important than it was a little while ago, and the VWAP. Yeah, the Star Treks are a little wishy. I don't know how. I like Burnham with the ship. Was it Voyager running on mushrooms? Basically, the ship is on acid, and it would just you could just fold space and show up somewhere else. Interesting show, a lot of cool characters, and now the Strange New Worlds. Interesting, but they goof around a little bit too much. But you see this stock going up right here, right? You see what we're doing here? This is just, you're learning something right here. 25 generally gets you 27.50. That's the first thing you should be thinking about right now. Right? Now you witnessed pulling bids, market shenanigans, otherwise called a bunch of bullshit. Right? I could smell the bullshit. I've been staring at screens my whole life. I could tell you right away this stock wasn't going down. Now it's getting halted on the upside. How did I know that? Well, first of all, it wasn't going down. They were just pulling bids. It wasn't following through. And the reason I believed it would break 25 is they were really, really trying hard to convince you it wasn't going to break. And that usually is, again, a little counterintuitive, but now you see. The more you experience every type of trade, now you experience the pump and dump the last couple of days. Now we're trading IPOs. You learn a little bit every day. And now, why did I say 27 get you 27.50? Why did I tell you that? Because that's how it works. Now look where the stock is. You should hit 27.50 momentarily. Well, 27.41, Kenny, you stink. There you go. 27.50 on the penny right there. Because that is old school market mechanics, right? And that's built into the algorithm of the market that we trade now. So when you have a blue sky breakout IPO and you get through 20, you look for 22.50. If you get through 22.50, you're looking 25. You sit here chopping around between 22.50 and 25, you buy the 25 break and sell the 27.50, and now you raise your stop to the 25.50, and now you can't lose. I know everything there is to know about trading, right? And suddenly maybe you did buy this couple of hundred shares. Where's my Long Island guy? Did you buy a couple of hundred shares at 25? Now this is your favorite stock, right? It doesn't take much because it's stocks can only do a few things. There's only a few varieties of stocks, what they could do. And then you got MBIS still short, right? There it is, right? Look at that stock. People were loving it this morning. Woo! 130. Now it's down to 115. Probably on some really good news and a couple of upgrades, right? Did it get upgraded? Oh, no. Wait a minute, it did. No. Anyway, see, that's one of those attaboy moments. See, Kenny, man, you really do know your shit. I'm glad I'm here. By the way, flattery goes a long way with me. I like being called handsome also. Savvy, debonair. You could call me special too. Small buff special. The SEC is looking at loosening reporting requirements from quarterly to twice a year. I hope it never happens. Because the more reports, the better. The more news, the better for us. By the way, if we go 24/7 trading, I don't even know what that's going to do to the market. I hope that never happens either. But I tell you what wouldn't change. IPOs that break 22.50 will still go to 25. And then 25 will still probably get you 27.50. So we always got that. And we always have VWAP intraday trading, right? The gaps might be a little bit less gappy. And if earnings season is twice a year, then we'll just have to make more money when they come around. I hope that doesn't happen, seriously. Enough them changing everything. All right, my friend got the Wordle on 2. I think you're lying. Let me see. What's the word? Don't tell me the Wordle name. I didn't play it yet. I usually play around now. Got it 2. You cheated. Unless it's this word. Oh, close. Oh, I almost got it in 3. Oh, see, then you get down to the last word. Who's short the Qs right now? Is anybody still short? Because you just followed through finally. UVXY is only down 21 cents. It's happening, people. Don't look at me. CLASP, clasp. I never get it on that. When is that one letter away? Shit. Well, it took me 5. So I really enjoyed these last 2 days spending this time together because we've had a little bit of everything, right? A couple of pump and dumps. Now we got an IPO. So now what are you going to do? Right? So now they're going to open up the spread. They're going to try to wipe everybody out back to 25. And if it holds 25 and then breaks 28.50, it's going to go to 30 and so forth and so on. Right? Look, now they didn't even, did it break 27.50? I didn't catch it, but now it's 25 or 30. Right? So they'll try to rug pull you because that's what they've been doing here. But you don't want to get rug pulled. That's why you can't use 27.50 as an out because you just got done. That's easy. They're going to open up the spread. They just got the 27.50 people out. So if you were in this thing, at least like even from 22.50 or even 25, you sold some 27.50, and now you'll use break even on the rest. See how it's about to go to 30? If it goes to 30, generally the stock will start trading in 5-point increments. So this could get seriously insane. You don't know. This thing could go to 100 by the end of the day. I don't even know what the hell is Schwarmer. Schwarmer. Like, I don't even have a guess. I'm going to go ahead and say beekeepers. Get it? Beekeeping, AI beekeepers out of China. Buy all you can. Right? Kenny, I thought you said it was going to go to 30. Wait for it. If it goes 30 bid, right? You get over 32.50, you got to start thinking $50 on this stock. Then you see how this all just starts with, hey, what's this? Hey, an IPO I never heard of. Let's go trade. See, there's the 27.50, just nailed all those people. And here they come for the 25ers. Here they come for the 25ers. Whoa. Talk about a rug pull. Breaks 25, you break 22.50, stock could legitimately give back the whole thing. Right? So now, while it's halting, right? Let's say it does get slammed, comes all the way back down to $15. Faux shows down to 13.78, breaks back above 15. Buy it. If it sets up again later today, as long as it sets up where you know, okay, I can buy it here, stops are here and here, go for it. And UVXY it looked like we were actually going to change the posture of the market, and UVXY just said no. So right now, these sell-offs are contained until UVXY starts getting green, if it ever does. All right, before we go any further, I'm going to have to geek out with you. So I want to show you something that I just bought. Hello. All right, let me take a moment here also. If anybody's interested, we got the pool built. Right now, it's just me and Scotty. Here's the link. I was thinking $50 a person, first place, second place. Maybe throw a third place if we get enough people. First place, second place. First place pretty much wins the whole thing. Second prize, set of steak knives. But if you're interested, there it is. The past. Woo! Uh-oh. I think I just bought something on eBay. What a coincidence. Oh no, I lost the bid. Nah, whatever. But I bought something, and this is what I'm talking about. Waiting for your price. I got it. So before I go any further, if you want to join this bracketology contest, $50 a man. I'll put the link later on. Or just send your money to Soligello, the keeper of the realm. And that's the link. And if you click on that, it brings you to the page. I hope. Or does it? Oh, where'd it go? My pools, hit the bid. It's hit the bid 2026. Password is hit the bid. File it, and then I'll give you a link. You could all just send the money to Solid if you have his PayPal. I trust him to hold the money, or I was gonna set up something on my old PayPal account. You could all just kick it in there, and hope I pay you when you win. I'll pay. And last year I came in last. If anybody was thinking it was fixed or anything, I came in last. So I hate when the pool organizer happens to win the pool. What's going on? But I want to show you one more trade before I go eat some breakfast. It's this Alcoa trade, right? If you're swinging it, there's the 10 points. 57.50 got us 67.50. Again, sold to you. And now my options are going to expire on Friday. I'm not really worried about this thing going to 55 in the next couple of days. But we're going to do this trade again. So what I've been doing is every time the stock goes under 57.50, I've been selling some puts on it. So if it goes back, and hopefully it does again, I go out there, I go out about 10 days, and I'll sell those 57s. So hopefully these go back to like $2 or whatever, and I'll sell them again. Questions, concerns? Uh-oh. Oh, I got some chrono, or Icelandic money. I think they're called chronos. Fancy. By the way, if anybody needs any packing, you could hire my wife to pack for you. I mean, she almost like we almost didn't make it to this vacation. My wife gets very serious about packing. So she has an itinerary, and each day we know what we're going to be doing. She needs to pick out the outfit, and then we shrink wrap it and put a label on the day that it's for, and then place it into the bag. And if you don't do it in that proper sequence, she'll stab you in the throat. She just takes the joy out of traveling. It's just, she's got this process, man. If you don't do it her way, oh my God. Everything we got is labeled, shrink wrapped, and in the bag already. It's just hilarious. What are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't say put that in the bag yet. Sorry. Let me know when it's okay. What glove is that? No, that's the glove we're wearing on Tuesday. Put that in the Tuesday bag. Sorry. But you can see it, like, you better not cross her. And don't ever break plans with my wife unless you're dismembered. So before I go, let me show you my new toy. Oh, it's not really a toy, but check this out. If anybody wants to know what I spend my money on, let me show you. You'll love it. If I can figure out how to get back on here. Hold on a second. Hello. So I don't know if you guys remember the Super Bowl way back a month ago when they flipped this coin. Usually it's some commemorative, ugly looking coin, but they used this coin that was a remake of something that Thomas Jefferson created. And they put an NFL logo on it. And I was like, wow, that is one beautiful coin. I want one. And I saw them online. They were like $600-700, right? And then they went to 8,000, 1,200, 1,500, up to $2,000. And just like anything else, they knew that people were interested because of the Super Bowl and you were buying into hype. So just like chasing a bad trade, just wait. And next thing you know, the 1,500 guy went down to 12. And then the 12 guy went to 1,000. And then I was like, I give you 850. And the guy said no. 3 weeks later, I'll give you 850. Guy said no. Another week goes by. I'll give you 850. Next thing you know, 850 it is. There it is. With a beautiful carrying case made out of wood. As my wife says, what the hell do you need that for? It's not need. I don't really want things in my life, but look at this beautiful thing. Now I own it. Look at this freaking coin. 5-ounce high relief. Slabbed. Much better than a bag. Because one day my son will be able to tell the story of this coin with his kid, and so forth and so on. Thank you for taking that moment to be a nerd with me. And if anybody has any coins that you want me to take from you and itemize and buy some and sell some, let me know. Speaking of that, I'll see you in Melville, right? 3 weeks from now. I'll meet you at Rollin' Roaster. All right, have a great day. Still very difficult to obviously be a shorter. I mean, it looked like it was starting to work out there for you, but man. So some of the ones I want you to watch for the rest of the day, keep an eye on Craigie. Craigie came all the way back. Maybe it holds again. Obviously, this IPO. Add this other IPO to the list, PAYP. And if you were shorting that OKLO, fan-freaking-tastic. Look at that fantastic trade right back to prior day VWAP. Great stuff, man. This is by far the best market I've ever seen in my life. I can't say it enough. Hope you guys are making money. Glad for you guys to be here. I will be here tomorrow morning, and then I'm gone. The wickedly talented Solid Jello will be manning the ship. We might get a nice day trader is going to do some time. Maybe Straza shows up. My boy Chicago Sean, the Minotaur, going to be talking about some futures. We might have the lovely and talented Mrs. Vaz coming on talking about volume profile one of these days. And of course, for all your market sentiment and what's that word I'm looking for? Disciplinary needs. Our friend Don Corleone will be doing some airtime, and he might even run the schmooze while I'm away on Thursday night. So stop in, see what these guys are doing, and I'll see you later today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and then I am out of here. Peace. I'll see you guys in cyberspace. Good luck, and don't do anything crazy while I'm away. I don't have a fedora. I do have some fancy hats because my wife's good friend buys me a hat every 5 years. I got some nice hats. Wait, where is it? Oh, no, they're upstairs. I actually do have one with a fancy feather in it, too. Yeah. It's kind of like the Heisenberg hat, but I also have a fedora. Yeah. All right, be careful out there, folks. I'll see you when I see you.